routine. It's Monday Night Raw. Get your song, get your song, get your song, get your song, get your song.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into wondrous lands whose boundaries are that of the imagination. Your next stop, the Cardone Zone.
Oh, shit.
What up, big dog?
You know I gotta get that intro going. Well, we're gonna start this night off fresh. We let that beat drop. Oh, we've got the one and only DW back in the room. I even missed our little screen we had, man. It's got your little logo there, your little spot. I mean,
It's been a while.
it's been a hot minute, bro. Well, one thing I'll say is I'm glad you're doing a little bit better. I know, like, you've been doing some stuff on the behind the scenes, and hopefully it's going to keep panning out the way it is. Biggest factor is I'm glad to have you back on the show. I mean, I've missed you. I mean,
Missed you too, buddy. Missed you too.
It's been
a while.
Oh, I've been just out here hanging myself for a couple of years now, burning my own bridges. You know, man, just.
I've just been watching and admiring from afar. You know, I'm never too far away.
I know, right? You know, the best thing about what having you on is the back and forth. Like, I can stay on this like rant, on this tangent every once in a while, and you'll just come in like, you know, Bobby, what about this? Like, oh yeah, we'll go over here for a little while. I mean, we'll be all over the freaking place for a while. I mean, really, when it comes down to it. All right.
Yeah.
Tonight's show is going to be another interesting show. I hope you guys can all hear. Everybody can hear Daryl on there. Please let me know. Thumbs up. This is going to be going, Daryl, because I haven't done a show in 4 weeks. All right, we got the new room going together, so there's probably a little bit of echo in here, so I'm going to have to do some audio tuning here. But we left it off with P1 Aqua X, with the Farthings camp situation, with a bunch of crybabies and what they had to say about situations and stuff like that. So we're going to touch base back on the P1 Aqua X dilemma, also the team championship, because one team got it at one point, and then all of a sudden, as normal, scoring didn't have the scoring correctly, and the team championship went somewhere else. So we've got that. So there's a discussion we're going to bring up. Then we had the Naughty Water Racing collaboration with East Coast Watercross absorbing and buying Pro Watercross. I mean, what do we got going on with that one? Sean Dudek, Terry, you know, Outlaw Justin, they guys are really working on some stuff. So we've been talking with Sean for a little bit now, talking about what's going on with that one. So it's gonna be interesting to see what's going on with that situation. So we also had the junior, it's not really junior stars. What did they call it? A junior, they had this junior outlaw thing. I don't know what it was. Before World Finals. What would they call it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and I can't think of it at the moment.
What was it called, man? Damn. We'll be looking in it for that. So we had that going, had a good turnout with that one. But then because we had Charles Gunchard. I don't know if you've been following too much on the scene, but Charles Gunchard coming out of Louisiana has been doing a lot of live feed coverage, right? He's been doing it for the regional level, but he's been mass doing it now. Like, got a great setup, getting some great audio, video. He was over there in Havasu doing that. They ended up having, so World Finals was having some issues with their live coverage, and they said, screw it. They put him on board and finished up the live coverage. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about too, because there's some people in there talking some bullshit, talking about all the Farleys were supposed to have media coverage and this and that. I got that shit to talk about also. Then the best cream of the cream delay, as Macho Man Randy Savage would always say, right? We're going to talk about World Finals and that debacle of what's going on. I mean, biggest thing I can say is this, man. I got some words I want to say, and you know, Daryl, me and you've talked many times out seeing and stuff like that. The one thing I'm going to say is this. I got to say this. In the 4 weeks I haven't had the show, I've had a lot to think about. And I've been looking at the scenes, I've been looking at stuff. I messed my hand up really, really bad. It really made me think about things about like providing for my family and the risks we take. And here's my food for thought when we go into the show. Because when I left off on last show, you guys in the chat really had me fired up talking about how I folded on the Farlings. And I'm going to touch base on that situation too, because a lot of people always have stuff to say. It's funny because they can always talk all they want behind the scenes, but when they're faced with the people they have problems with, they're chicken foot pussies, right? So that's another thing to top off. But the 4 weeks I've been thinking, Daryl, I've been thinking about this. Before I had my kids, and before I had a family and stuff like that, you knew me pretty well. Balls to the wall, traveled, raced, took chances, everything, right? We had a blast, right? I had my firstborn Giovanni, and then Madeline followed up after that. Really made me change perspective because at any given time, something could happen, and what are my kids going to do? How are they going to handle? Prime example, our good friend Sean Compton, when he passed away, left his family in debt. They had no life insurance. They had nothing to do. They were just left. Sean did everything, right? Yep. So when we look at this racing thing in this PWC racing world, I can say this. There's a lot of friends that I've created with this one. A lot of great friends, a lot of friendships we created on the water, good battles and stuff like that. But when you look at what's been going on in the last years, we're really seeing almost the same thing in the nation. The torn and hate between the two people over what? What are we really, I mean, really when we're coming down to it, you know, what are we really getting all antsy and fired up over a piece of plastic for, right? Like, really seeing people, you know, parents on the sideline cussing at freaking, officials. You know, I'm not even saying Nicole or something like that. I'm just talking, there's other people out there. World Finals, you got people coming from across the country or outside the United States cussing up the people. You're not doing this. You're not calling these calls. And then you got these crazy, like, quarrels going amongst us. You guys got to remember, like, this sport is nothing to be that amped up about, right?
Well, listen, you know, I think any sport, right? People have always been amped up. You know, everybody wants to win. Naturally, everybody wants to win. But at the end of the day, I feel like we've progressively, and this is across all spheres, we've gotten to a point where we can't have that level of competition because the end result of having a competition results in just an utter shit show in which it turns into a display of, you know, who can be a bigger dick at the end of the day.
Young Guns. That's what it was. Young Guns. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. It was Young Guns that we were talking about, the juniors. So go ahead.
That's it.
So finish.
But no, I mean, that's it. It's just, it's sad, man. It's sad to see, especially in our sport, you know, where there's guys that would share their fucking ride if you don't have one.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, and we're getting to the point where that's not going to be the case anymore. We're not even going to be able to have this shit because we can't have civil discourse or disagreements anymore when somebody loses or why they lose.
Or here's one thing I've been noticing too, like the ski GP class is really the most relentless class I've seen out there. And it falls back into that supercross mentality, right? We're racing $30,000 to $50,000 skis. And some kids are 16 and some guys are veteran 50, you know, 40 and 50 plus, maybe 60-year-olds out there. But we're talking about, we've had a person pass away because of aggressive racing. And really we should have opened our eyes a long time ago that why are we taking the unnecessary risks for what? Really, when it comes down to it, I have to say, and I'm going to say this, you know, Scott's probably going to call me later on. I'm going to say this right now. World Finals is not a caliber of World Finals anymore. It never has been in the last 5 years. Well, yeah, the last 5 years, it has really diminished. It really comes down to as a regional championship because really we're not getting the full competitors. We're not getting Aquabike entry numbers. We're not getting King's Cup Thailand entry numbers right there. And, you know, like you're saying, so unfortunately, like, we're not getting that World Finals, you know, that type of genre availability with the racers. You know, there's going to be a lot of people who are like, oh, Bobby, screw you, fuck you don't know what you're talking about. 11 sport boats on a Tuesday, right? Sport class used to be one of the most premier racing classes with heats and eliminations, and it was on a Thursday. Here in Florida, Sport Spec was such a high caliber race that they actually made it a televised section on Pro Watercross, because so many of us showed up that we actually made it a Pro-Am Sport Spec to where it was part of the television series, right? It was Runabout, Pro-Am Sport Spec, and Ski GP. That was the 3 classes because it was the premier class. It was the most people. I mean, think about it. You had the Sport GP, the Hydro Nationals, whatever it was, where they had big payouts, but they only raced in one spot. You know, it goes back to what we're saying is like, really, why are we coming up here and motherfucking people and cussing and having parents really screaming at other people in front of other people like that? And then this doesn't go like, everyone's going to say, oh, Bobby's talking about the farthings. And I'm going to touch base on that right now. Everyone wanted me to touch base on that story. I don't know if you saw that video where Nicole was screaming at the top of her lungs at Michelle and the whole P1 award ceremony. So here's the truth about this. This is why I didn't do it. And everybody said I chicken shit out, this and that. There was more to that story. So no one knows the fact of this. In P1 and all racing, 30 minutes after the final race, our scoring has to be published, right? We have 30 minutes to protest, question, or discuss what's going on. P1 has failed giving our results in a timely manner, and it's consistently been a problem, right? So we're going to go back. So if you're thinking like this, if you're in Devin's mind, any one of you guys put yourself in their shoes. In your mind, you got podium. You just finished a great race. You don't think there's any penalties. You haven't seen anything. You don't know anything. The last you knew about the whole finagle of, passing the racer was down in between the course marshals, that whole scenario, was told you were going to lose 2 positions. That was the last thing. And even then, it wasn't even confirmed that was going to be it, right? So you go to awards. You're all excited. All right, we got a podium finish. We're going to be good. Team solid. 5 minutes before the awards get released, we have now been acknowledged that we got 2-lap docked down. So now we went from a podium finish to last. No time to protest, no time to discuss anything, none of that shit, right?
Correct.
So how would you guys all feel? How would you feel, Dale, if you knew in that moment you just got fucked, you had no way to defend it, and you're at awards right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have been, rightfully so. I would have been irate.
Right.
I wouldn't expect anybody to not be.
All right.
I mean, if you go into this thinking, okay, cool, I'm going to take a penalty, I'm still going to podium, no big deal. I'm going to walk in here, and then you find out while you're there, that's not the case. Now.
Well, and then so, with that being said, so, all right, everyone's like, oh, well, then she handled it. My headphones all good. So she handled it all crazy. Well, here's the fact. If you look at the videos before the only yelling, screaming video, there was a 10 to 15 minute conversation that was very civil, very quiet, and trying to debate, trying to figure out what's going on, etc., 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 etc. Nothing's being said, nothing's being figured out, all hell breaks loose. Finally get to the point where you're like, fuck it. Now, Nicole's already said that how she handled it was pretty ignorant and unprofessional. Yes, Dustin said the same thing. But in the same sense, I'm not taking sides, but I can say this. Being in a competitive sport and knowing you've got so much money on the line and knowing that expectations from us racers, we're supposed to show up, we're supposed to be prepared, we're supposed to have our safety gear, we're supposed to ride smart, we're supposed to follow all the rules, but a promoter can't give us back the same routine. Now, we've already been down that road with Pro Watercross when we demanded and have the best giving back to us. Favoritism, bullshit lies, inadequate fucking times, taking our money and not giving us our races, not even getting trophies when we were getting trophies. So when it comes down to it, how come when someone finally breaks free and starts screaming and getting out of control, that's the bad person?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I can vouch for this. I know Robert Sand can vouch for it too. I've had heated discussion, and I know Kevin Scott can say this. Before this show, I was a hothead. I knew to respect my marshals and officials because really it comes down to it. They can make your day miserable. Absolute fucking miserable. We've been down that road, haven't we? We've seen it. It's miserable.
It sucks.
So when it comes down to it, we got to be able to be accountable for our actions, and promoters and officials need to be accountable for their actions, right? And this goes.
It's a two-way street, man. Right. It's at the end of the day, I mean, it has become an unfortunate habit with a lot of these promoters.
Right.
That it seemingly the people that they do this for, the people that keep them going, are always the people that seem to be last in mind when it comes to how these things are handled,
Right.
and the way in which they go about operating.
So,
and that's unfortunate.
So let's talk about this. We've discussed this a long time because you grinded out with me when we were going through the whole pro autocross scenario, right? So me and you've seen the malicious smear campaign, right? We've seen it. 100. You've literally
the phone calls I've gotten are amazing.
Literally seen our sponsors get emails and conversations from haters so bad. So this is how I gotta look at it. When there's a comment here, my biggest thing is this. We've talked about as a business prospect, a business motto. We are the consumers, you're the business owners, right? You
Correct.
tell us to do X, Y, and Z, we give you X, Y, and Z. I expect A, B, C, and D if I'm giving you X, Y, and Z, right? As racers, we are thinking this sport has not given a return in a long time, right? Wild West has done a phenomenal job finding the right, how do I say it, business plan for having payouts.
Pedigree.
Yeah, business plan, pedigree, getting what the racers need, right? So when it comes down to it, those guys are making, Deegan has made some hard choices and hard calls and has pissed off a lot of racers. He's made some stupid calls, but he was the first one to step up and say, I fucked up, guys. If you want me to quit, I'll quit.
It.
Yeah, own it, right?
Yep.
To me, that's exactly what we need in our sport. In our sport, we need promoters that take accountability and responsibility. So then we go to our World Finals. We had Sean Dudek, we had Justin Outlaws, and two other guys have kind of been there, right? Some calls that were being made that people are like, oh, that's bullshit, this is crap, this is that. You know, prime example, Abaduli, right? Abadul said he was getting criticized and everything else. Now, from what we gather from many sources, is that he was consistently warned about aggressive racing, keeping your line, and there was a celebration early in the week. Some dumbass was doing the TikTok fucking bullshit celebration on the finish line. So in the writers' meeting, it clearly said, they were saying, don't do this childish shit, right?
Right. Yeah.
So everyone's like, oh, well, good for Adele. He you know, well deserved. He did a celebration. No harm, no foul. Let's put it in perspective. How about this one? In every sport, Daryl, every sport, there is absolutely, except Supercross because they're fucking 50 feet in the air,
right?
There is absolutely zero celebration on the finish line. Why is that?
It's safety.
Because
I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's all about safety. It's not calling me. It's not about it's not about preventing you from doing something. You know, look, showboat, celebrate. I'm all for it, but do it responsibly. And for somebody who races a ski, there's things, you know, there's things that are just intuitive when it comes to a jet ski,
right?
And one that's moving. You understand the principles and the things that are at risk. The way in which that was done was absolutely absurd. It should have never happened. Right. And his punishment is what he got, and I don't disagree with it at all. I think it was the perfect call.
I mean, exactly. Because really it comes down to it, there's a race happening behind you. Whether you're leading or not, there's a race happening. Here's a scenario. What if you did your stupid celebration, you fell, and the second, third, and fourth are freaking flying through, and they hit you, they decapitate you. Everyone's going to be like, oh, well, they should have saw him in the water and blah, blah, blah. Shame on them, blah, blah, blah. But really it comes down to it, you did a dumbass move. You had a phenomenal riding weekend. You were fast, but you did some dumbass shit. That is the irresponsibility that we have.
I mean,
go ahead.
You know, think about it. If the other skis are closer than what he's thinking, okay, and they see him, but the last time they see him, he's on his ski. Right. They glance over to say, "Hey, we're neck and neck." You know, how far ahead am I? That's all it takes is that split second of that person that looks away, and you're bobbing in the water in front of them. Right. I mean, we've seen it time and time again in races where people just get run right over, and again, it's just the result of an accident. Right. Right. But this is no different. you know?
It's stupid. Everyone's seen the video. I'm not going to bring it back up. I'm not going to do the whole, trying to find where I had you over here. There it is. Trying to bring up stuff and stuff like that. I'm not going to do it. Then you had sports spec drama on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. This whole thing, we've talked about this before countless times, right? Someone said in the chat, says, you turn off the course, not back into it. Yes, there's celebration.
Right.
Dude, we have Bottas jumping off. He jumped off on the side. We have Troy Snyder fist pumping going through the finish line. Technically, hand up going through the finish line is a signal that you are done racing. That is the rules of the IGSPA and most everyone. So technically, his hand was up, so we know what was going on. So that's a celebration, but also finish. P1 got rid of that shit, said there's no celebration because there's always a race going down, and half the time people don't see the flag, so they're going to keep going through it. There's always a place. You can celebrate off the side. Do not give our young junior future star guys that mentality. We already see the competition with our juniors, and some of these guys, some of these kids are ruthless.
They're vicious.
Vicious, right?
They are vicious.
And as parents, we should be having discussions with our kids saying, there's no reason to take that kind of chance. We talked about the 45 and the 90 degree. We've talked about it 100 times. There should be no excuse going into a corner thinking that you're going to make that turn bouncing off somebody. If you're going to go into a turn knowing that you're going to bounce off somebody, you're an absolute garbage racer.
100%.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Garbage.
Nope. No place for you in this sport, honestly.
Christian said,
no place for you.
Not to mention, if someone hits him, they have to live with that situation. That was beyond their control, and that could have been prevented. That's what you're saying too. Celebrate on the podium after you park the skis. Celebrate on the fucking shoreline with your pit, your holders, your crew, or wait till the race is over and grab the fucking checker flag like all of us are doing now and celebrate that way. You know what I'm saying? It's there.
Yeah.
What we're going to. So back to the sport class. So here's the thing I have to say. I'm not going to pinpoint stuff in the sport class, stuff like that, but this is one of those classes. I have to go on this one. Daryl, we've talked about this hundreds of times, especially with the P1 when I first got in the P1 with the purple ski. Tech. All right. I honestly feel like tech needs to be held to a statue that is standard. It has to be there. I believe if we're at a championship level and there's competition, there should be nobody in the fucking pits in the tech lane except the owner of the boat or their mechanic and the tech guy. Nobody. That even should be. There should be no excuse of, I got to go hold another ski, and so we can't do tech. No, motherfucker. That shit stays right there. No one touches it. And if you can't tear down your boat, then you're automatically disqualified. Listen, circle track racing, they don't fuck around over there.
No.
They don't fuck around. If you touch your car after a race and you don't go to the weigh station and the tech tent, you're disqualified right away. I've seen them disqualify people for fucking spark plug wires. I'm just saying. So, tech needs to be held at a caliper. Here's the next thing. If you're such a fucking crybaby and you just want to cry, like I'm going to use the farthings. The farthings are cheating and blah, blah, blah. Whip out that motherfucking money and protest it. And if you're the coward that's hiding behind the scene and pushing other people to do your dirty work, I'm going to fucking call you out. Protest every boat that you think is cheating. Protest them. What are you going to lose? $500?
What's the harm?
What's the harm?
Right.
What's the harm? What? And publicly, I'm going to say this really loud and clear. Publicly lynch Mod Squad if there's a DQ. Fucking put it out there. Make a big bulletin for it. Hey, boat 502 disqualified, running a cam. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Fucking put it out there. Why are we living in this industry of crybabies, but nobody wants to step up and make a change? What are you guys scared of? I'm the biggest voice out there that puts himself on a chopping block for no return, right?
Right.
No return, Daryl. Right?
Yep.
Nothing. I don't get anything in return of this. I get invited to events. I get brought for announcing. I do some cool stuff. I love that. I'm all about it. But at the end of the day, I talk about shit that most of you guys will never, ever put yourself on a platform and do it. You won't even do it in front of nobody. Again, this is why we call it for the racers, by the racers, giving them a voice that they don't have.
Exactly right. Exactly right. I mean, I've always had my complaints about tech. You know, there's too many variables. There's too many differences. Depending on where you race, depending on who's teching the ski, some people, depending on who you are. I mean, look, I've had my sponsor skis scrutinized, absolutely gone through, and I've seen others just breeze through.
Right.
And I'm like, but I respect it. Whatever, pick mine apart. It is what it is. I don't care. But it needs to be the same. Whatever the process is, let's keep it the same. Right. Everybody, every class, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to tech your ski every day.
Right.
If we're racing 2-3 days, your ski's getting teched every day.
Yeah. I mean, and they're going to talk about, like on P1, we'll use P1 example because they do get teched there in Moto. There's people griping like, well, if he was DQ'd on Moto 3, then why does he get to keep his points? Because each Moto is scored. Each Moto, right? So technically, each Moto, they should be teched a certain caliper. And now, so here goes this guy's. Well, you know, you don't understand. If I'm a privateer and I'm racing and I get my boat torn all the way down, I don't have the ability to put it all back together and this and that. Listen, in P1, it's pretty fucking simple to tech those boats. You get a scope cam, and you can scope the fucking intake and exhaust to see if there's any porting. You can scope inside the fucking valve cover and see if the
bore.
You can scope the bore through this fucking spark plug holes to see that. You can scope the supercharger to see if a freaking impeller's been changed. You can scope a prop to see if it's been fucking touched and burred. I mean, the boat doesn't have to go all the way back, but if it comes down to the final race and it's a podium finish race and it's a, you know, it's yay or nay if this moto makes you a champion for the weekend, overall winner, then it should be torn down. And this should go through every level. Regional level racing should be the exact same thing. If you're if you're sitting there and you have the balls to cry about fucking so-and-so cheating and blah, 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 then you should get up on the freaking, on the page and call them out and make it happen.
Yeah, I've always said that. Jump on the soapbox and be the first one up there yelling loud as you can and let everybody know and let it be what it is, you know.
Christian's in the he goes bullshit. He goes bullshit excuses. I'm a privateer and I built all my shit from the ground up. Grow a pair and learn to hold a wrench. I fucking love that. Or find someone for someone to do it. I love that one too. That's good. Steve Hotchkiss is Region 8's tech guy, and I believe he runs a really tight tech situation over there too. It's always,
I'm sure he does.
It's always. Go ahead.
I would love to see him tech a boat. That's my style but you know, I've never met him personally, but I've seen a lot of his posts. I know a lot of him, and he's a great guy. That's a hell of a caliber of a guy to have teching for you.
I like him. We go to we'll go to IGSBA. I don't know, so we might lose you. So hold on, let me try to do this real quick because I want to bring up our scenes, but have you on the same thing too. So let's see. Let's see what it is. Hold on a second. Gotta find out. It's Messenger. All right, so there we go. So we'll add this one right here. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Dog's tripping. There we go.
Dog, dude. Not even mine.
It's not even yours. All right, so here we go. There we go. All right, so we're gonna switch over. We're gonna go to the page. So hold on. We got it all messed up. There we go. All right. So we're gonna go. You won't be able to see it, but I'm gonna have. I have IGSBA pages up, and we're gonna look at some stuff, right? So we go over here to their World Finals and stuff like that. Their results. I didn't really see a whole bunch of good entries, you know, good numbers. So our junior ski 13 and 15, which is going to be our October 12th, the last day of racing. So October 12th. So junior ski 13 and 15, they had 18 on the line, which was good numbers. So it looks like Cash Crawford took first, Sugar Sato, and Ty Smith. Those are your guys. Pro Runabout GP, this is a hard one right here. Only 4 on the line. 4. So Sadine Kahi took it, followed up by Missimo Casero and Juan Lascano in third and Valentina in fourth. Our pro women's ski stock, there was only 5 girls on the line right there. Our homegirl Sadie Muir, she took a freaking first place, followed up by Ann Glennon, and third place Lisa Costa. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. Our 4-stroke ski stock slalom, only 3. Anna Glennon took right there. Our pro-am runabout endurance. Pro runabout endurance, 25 boats. Now, so the way this one works right here, the pro runabout endurance, with this one, it's basically like aqua bike rules too. It's run what you run boats. So you can run a full turbo, mod ski, or stock boat, whatever you want. I kind of do like this. I mean, I kind of like this format. They use the same course, but they add a bunch of whole stuff out in the big and make it really big. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like this idea. I'm glad to see that many people on the line. That's pretty big.
It looks like number.
It looks like there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that didn't race. So they were in it, but they didn't race. They didn't get no points. So I don't know what happened. But shout out to our boy Tori Snyder taking a first place in that one, followed up by Massimo Casaroto. Followed up in third was Jean Bruno Pastorolo, and then I don't see anyone else we kind of know. Valentina down to 14th. Benjamin Mantle 16th. Noah Skip 17th. Josiah Costa getting up there, beating, that's a pretty good number. Josiah is part of Pinned Up Performance, Raphael. So this is really his first year racing runabout and doing endurance. So I give mad respect to him on that one. So right there. So then we go ski modify. There was only 1. That was Landis by himself. Junior ski slalom. There was only 3. Ty Smith, Tanner, Falik. Runabout open. There was only 3. Ian Nuskett took that one. Our junior 10 to 12. There was 12 of the young guns out there. Cash McClure, Bentley Cox, and Lincoln Schooler. And then our pro ski GP, now big number right here, is only 13. So it's kind of disappointed seeing this one because we've seen there's a ton of ski GP guys out there. Wild West has a whole shit. Wild West has a shit ton out there. Best of the West has a shit ton out there. The Naughty Water, Texas Theory, Outlaw guys, they got a bunch out there. Region 8, I can understand with the New York guys, there's only a couple that, there was like 6 of them total, but that's a long haul all the way to the other coast. And then Florida alone, I know there's freaking a ton. I mean, really, when it comes down to it, there should have been at least, I would say 25 on the line right there. 25?
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
So Reverend Harris taking it right there. Sebastian Garillo and Mayo Seto, Ryder Waldebor, followed up by Jimmy Wilson on that Cowie. So that was your top 5. So your top 10, 6th place would be Jake Pierce. 7 would be Harley Ritchie, Camden Powell. Camden had a nasty gouge. Unfortunately, he got hooked up with Waldebor. Looked like, from what I was gathering, Camden had an issue, slid out, the ski kind of shut down, was trying to fire it up. But he did like a rookie move, or I don't know what he was thinking. Like, I've been in race trim, man. You wanted to shut the door because you fell and you wanted to shut the door. But, dude, Waldebor was coming in, dude. there was no slowing down Waldebor. And, dude, he just hit him, fucking banged him up pretty good. I believe it was Waldebor. I think it was Waldebor. I think it was. Or maybe it was Coy. I don't know which one. One of the two. I think it was Waldebor that did it. But either way, when it comes down to it, it was a rookie mistake, an honest mistake. It wasn't an intentional hit.
Right.
So right there, Camden got 8th, Coy Curtis got 9th, and then 10th was Devin Farthing, which I'm kind of frustrated to see Devin on the 10th podium right there. So maybe
a little strange.
Yeah, Devin puts in some work right there. Our vintage X2 riders right there, them guys had 13 on the line right there. 13 of them. Fucking X2 riders, bro. Really, it really is bad. So Dylan Waters taking it right there with Trevor Waters and Nick Skolin. I don't know any of those guys. I'm looking down to see if I know anybody. Only person I know is Carl Hosch. He's out of Region 8.
Okay.
He was in 12th. Yeah, I don't know anybody right there. So that was that one right there. But we'll see. So there was more returns. So if you guys go to the IGSBA page, you can see all the results. They have them all over here right there. Let's go to Pro Freestyle real quick. Who got the overall for freestyle? Let's see what we got here. So first place overall, Nolan Jukic. This will be Pro Freestyle final results. Yeah, so that was right there. So Nolan, Gabe, and Tahi Yamamoto, Justin Sylvan, Parker Sholin, and Mark Gomez, Jack Ziegler, Demi Morgan. Demi's doing really good. She's come a long ways. Man, there's a lot of people I know. There was 12 pro freestyle guys.
Yeah.
In the pro class. I mean, that's pretty impressive.
That's not bad.
There are a bunch of crybabies that talk shit right there.
Oh, good Lord, yeah.
All right, so where should we go next? Where should we go? Should we go to the East Coast or P1? I think East Coast. So the big thing everyone's talking about right now, let's see where it's at. East Coast, talking about pro watercross and taking over, right? Everyone's asking me questions. Everybody's freaking asking me what I know. All I can say is I've known inside information for a while, and here is the text message I got from Sean Dudek. Let's see where he's at. Let's see what he said to me, because he was talking about doing something to try to get on. He goes, I'm on a flight for 4 hours to Ohio, so we'll have to get together on another show. I posted clearly about the DQ. If you can touch on pro watercross purchase, that would be stellar. Terry and I own it as partners and completely separate from all other regional racing. That's what we're gonna do. So honestly, I feel like the whole pro watercross touches this. Everyone knows I've been racing it because as long as AJ just left me alone, we were doing fine, right?
Right.
Just, you know, it was.
Well, and it's worked out good geographically, right? So
Florida.
for us in this area, you know what I mean? This has been great for us.
Right.
A couple hours in any direction, and we've got 2 or 3 different race sites.
Right.
You know, that works.
Right.
But the management and just the way they went about things for a very long time was. I mean,
It was too
I
late.
was shocked when I heard that this happened because I didn't know anything. And I've seen a lot of people that are upset that are like, well, you know, I hope they know what they're doing. Why would you, you know, buy somebody that you know already has, you know, legal actions against them, and
Right.
you know, why would you take on a failing entity? And it's like, well, at some point, do you let it fail or do you take it over and you try to fix it? And at the end of the day, knowing what I know of East Coast Watercross and the management and how they've operated, I think they're the perfect people to come in. And if anybody can fix it, I think they can.
Right. And I think Sean Dudek has a good plan. As long with, you know, Terry and Sean, you know, Justin Outlaw and them guys, I think they have a good plan. The biggest question, I think, really what everyone's been asking me, and I can't give those answers until we have Sean in the show, is really ultimately, is AJ going to be behind the scenes or is he completely out of the picture? You know, that is the big question. And really,
I agree.
And really, what it comes down to, I think, all due respects, I think that's a positive, true question, and it's a fair answer for everyone, because I believe a lot of people haven't gone to the races lately because they just didn't want to go down that same road, because we built such a high level of expectations that we expect from our promoters, what we want from our promoters, and what we deserve from our racing. You know, and you can see, you know, Sean really put in a lot of work trying to get stuff for the racers, did a lot of change compared with Yates did. You know, Yates didn't want that big genre, you know?
Right.
Dudek wants that big racing because he wants the people, he wants the competitiveness, the racing, the venues. He wants to see us regions grow. You know, and I believe, you know, Wild West, those guys, there's 4 owners right there, 5 owners. Those guys have really put together a awesome business plan, and other regions should really look at how they put together to grow their numbers. They were averaging 95 every weekend. Averaging.
A lot.
On a regional level, that's a lot of numbers. You know, you got Great Lakes Watercross. We can't forget about the Boats. You know, they decided to become an outlaw series. They're doing their own thing. You know, the thing with the Great Lakes Watercross, I have to give it to them. They have their own niche of racers in that little, that region, right? And no one's going to come in there. There's, you know, closest racing is going to be Region 8. Nobody wants to drive. No one from that region ever drives up to New York to do all that stuff. No. You know?
Yeah.
But all the Region 8 guys will travel all over the fucking place to race. But nobody, you know, that Great Lakes Watercross really has a locked in an area, right? You know what I mean? So really what it comes down to it, as long as Jamie and Brad continue doing what they do best with their racers, their racing is going to be good. You know, as long as they're building more people to come in that area, you know, that geographic area, they'll be good. So when it comes to Sean coming, you know, them taking pro watercross, we really need that racing in Florida. I mean, I think it'll be a good turn. It's just management has to change. The name will be kind of tarnished, but you know, anything can be changed with a little bit of work, right?
I'd agree. I'd agree. I mean, that would be the only necessary factor, I think, for me, would be that you know, people from the former management, to include AJ, and I think a lot of the others that were associated, they got to go.
Right.
Granted, it's your organization, and I know you guys are going to change things, but I think if it is not a fresh, clean slate,
Right.
completely wiped clean, there's going to be festering issues that are going to be ongoing, and nothing's going to get any better.
Well, a lot of people are like, well, I really feel like a strong rebranding should be what they do. Why go with the PWX name? Because it has it's tarnished, right? I don't think the name truly is tarnished, right? The cities know it. It's been around for a long time. It's had great numbers and great venues before. Really has.
Correct.
You guys all got to look at it like this one. How many times do you all go to fucking McDonald's and it fucks your order up and you guys continue to keep going, right? How many times? How many times, right?
Right.
We've talked about this. You guys bitch,
Maybe it's just that McDonald's.
Right.
Let me go try this other one.
Let me try another McDonald's, right? You still go to the same McDonald's, or there's a grocery or a Circle K or 7-Eleven. I'm known for this one. I will go out of my way to avoid a gas station if it has shitty fucking employees there. I will go.
100%.
I will go out of my way not to go to that one.
100%.
And if I find out there's new people there, I'll start going back to it because ultimately that is how we do it. Give it a chance.
Right.
I feel like Sean and with Outlaw James and Terry, I think Kevin Scott really coming in clutch with being a race director. He's got a good idea. He's been in the sport for a long time. I really feel like they put good people in good positions. We get some strong announcers that are energetic and aren't getting bored and aren't just talking about the sky is blue and all the bullshit, and keeping it focused. Get the right live stream cameras coinciding with the announcers and keeping on the race and not just focusing on one racer. I think it really come out good and getting good venues. I think that's really comes down to it. I mean, if we get back to some awesome venues, man, I miss some of the venues. I love going to Pensacola. I love Panama. Macon, Georgia is always awesome. I know AJSA's been there. I really don't like the beach, the boardwalk. Where was that? Atlantic City.
Atlantic City, yeah.
I heard they want to go back there. Listen, no man. They think you could put a lot of money and want to go back there, but that place is disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I've always said it. When I had the beach house there in Myrtle Beach, we were always there. The Myrtle Beach would be a great stop.
Right, Myrtle Beach would be cool. So
you know what I mean? If they could get a Myrtle Beach stop, that would be a phenomenal surf race.
Look, the beach races, yes, but Atlantic City is a dump. I'm down for some gnarly racing, bro. Orange. Remember when we did the Florida-Bama race? I'm down to go up there. We got the Alabama beaches. We got the Mississippi beach. I mean, let's do some surf races.
We can do the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, if they get.
Listen. We could have a Southwest Florida series all day long, man. That's all right here. Hour this way, 2 hours that way. I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Right.
Lake Charles was. Lake Charles was 50-50, man. It was questionable. I know. I don't know, man. It was.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah. I didn't personally. So I can't give my own personal opinion because I wasn't there. I can say what I've seen from the outside and from what I've heard. Yeah. What is the Emoji Movie? Meh.
Yeah. It left much to be desired. I wouldn't go. I wouldn't do it.
Before we bore them up more, here's East Coast Watercross is releasing their clarification on the DQ penalty. I don't know if you got to read this yet. Have you?
I haven't.
All right, so we'll read it with you. You okay, brother? You good?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
So
animals in.
So to clarify why the DQ penalty of Affidel went down the way it did, please read the entire post and watch the full video. To begin this, let's start on Monday when we had another racer celebrating across the finish line, doing a silly TikTok Aroa farming dance, and almost got severely hurt by racers behind him still racing. So from Tuesday on, at our daily riders meeting, we specifically told all racers, that it would not be tolerated whatsoever. The racer who was penalized was at 2 of those riders meetings and knew there would be consequences. The racers also were given a warning for aggressive maneuvers on the track, as well as warnings for taunting other teams. There was no doubt this racer was incredibly skilled and fast and won hands down on a legal boat. But the bottom line is he made a grave mistake when he decided to launch off his ski at a pace coming across the finish line. He was not at a slow pace like others have done and gotten away 10 years prior with different race directors. He was going at a dangerous speed. The racer landed straight on his spine on his own ski, which was also incredibly dangerous. And if he injured, also puts our incredible on-water safety team at risk. And if they were need to tend to an injured rider on the finish line in a fast pro runabout moto where racers were racing for the world title in a final moto. Right. Also, this wasn't said, we could lose our fucking insurance over this. Yeah. That's negligence. Yeah. The racer also put himself at a high level risk by being off his ski in the racing line with no helmet on. Yeah, he took his helmet off too while in the water. The worst part of this blatant disregard to safety was the 800-pound ski turned directly toward the starting line after his dismount and went directly towards a line of 10 and 12-year-old racers waiting to race. Luckily for everyone, the spectators stopped the boat as it came in toward a young racer. All the above is why we had no choice but to enforce a heavy penalty to set the precedent in our sport that this will not be tolerated by even the fastest or the wealthiest of racers. We have a responsibility to create a safe racing environment for everyone on site. Our staff sacrifices day in and day out to provide this safe environment, and to think you are above the rules is a mistake that will be punished with heavy hand.
I love it.
Round of applause.
I love it.
Round of applause. I'm down with it. I mean, I'm with it. I'm with it.
100%.
Some of that stuff is tacky. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I've said, man, you celebrate how you want to celebrate. I get it, whatever, but within reason. And at the end of the day, we all know these skis. We've all been on these skis. We know what happens when you dismount a ski. We know what happens on the water. I mean, you can't predict anything, man. And to do that on the finish line when you looks like, from what I saw, it looked like there was people lining up. You know what I mean? To race again.
Yep. Little almost took out a freaking junior right there on the shore. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Not good. Not good, my friend. Not good. And if you guys are really enjoying, want to enjoy stuff, go to the Money Pit jet ski racing page.
Oh, God.
There's me standing outside tech trying to catch all the drama. That's Deegan right there. So here we go. So here, I'm going to final the night out with this, right? And you're with me on this one. Dale, if you got to go, I'll let you go on this one. But
no, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
So here's a post. What happened to the Farthing Racing Monster Energy doing World Finals Media, right? And I comment on this one, and I'm going to go to here because there was something in here that I read. I'm going to read this real clear for you guys. Farthing Racing is in partnership with Monster Energy and Yamaha, served as an official media partner for 25 World Finals, creating media content and providing coverage that partnership aim to give fans behind the scenes look at the event held in Lake Havasu. I got to read this one more time. To give fans behind the scenes look. All you fucking assholes out there were talking mad shit that I'm on Farthing's dick and kissing the ring. It literally says it has nothing to do with live fucking coverage. Nothing. It's teamed up to do behind the scenes coverage for Yamaha Media. And I talked to Fraser, and I talked to Farthing, and I talked to other people about this whole situation. I knew about this whole thing when it first got announced. It was to specifically do, Kawasaki was going to do their branding, Sea-Doo was going to do their branding, Yamaha was going to do their branding. If you guys have been following Farthing long enough, he has his own YouTube, and he has his own channel of people, media group that follows around, and they do their own series. All this was, one more fucking time, is to provide coverage and partnership aimed to give fans behind the fucking scenes. Now, if it said coverage of live racing,
right,
I would be all about you guys. Fucking Dustin, you bitch. What were you doing? But nowhere in this motherfucker, nowhere does it say anything about live coverage.
Reading comprehension. I mean, comprehension is really, I guess, is the bigger issue.
I mean, it is kind of lawyer talky. It is kind of like misleading. But there's.
I mean, it is and it isn't. I mean, if you read it, it clearly states that their sole purpose is filming behind the scenes footage.
Creating media content. What does that mean, guys?
Behind the scenes.
Yeah,
They're
that
just
means
filming and making posts.
We're gonna take some video clips and then we're gonna go doot, 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 doot.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
I hate
That's what I'm saying. You know, reading comprehension is key. If you can't read and you can't comprehend, we've got nothing to talk about. It's wild to me, the things people will say and make up and just the bullshit they'll pull out of nothing.
And then I'm gonna finish this one with this one here. Todd Zarzinski, Bobby, keep kissing the ring, buddy. I don't know what your fucking deal is, but you got a problem with farthings. I think you need to fucking settle it. Fucking call that motherfucker up and get that shit out. Beef it out. Whatever the problem is, if you're scared of Nicole or Nicole fucking threatened you or Dustin fucking shanked you out of money or he fucked you over on something or he's cheating or whatever the problem is, make it known. Clear the air. Fucking do it. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Don't fucking put my name in here. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys have all opened a can of worms. I am going to put everybody that has any kind of comments of shit talking, bitching, complaining, or whining, I'm going to put you on blast and we're going to talk about it. I'm not kissing no one's fucking ass.
I'm curious to know what the issue is. I mean, I've been gone a long time, but I've been kind of watching from the shadows, if you will, and I don't get it.
Right.
I don't get it.
So, I mean, it goes right back to what I was saying, dude. Like, logistically, I can say this. If you guys are racing, and listen, I'm with every racer out there. We spend fucking hard money. It's a fucking pain in the ass to get to races, and nothing grinds my gears more than racing your ass off and seeing some kind of favoritism or some bullshit, or even maybe the hint of favoritism, all that shit. Fucking call it out. Paper trails. Make the paper trails. We did this with AJ. What's different now? What is Dustin gonna do? What's he gonna do? What do you guys out? If he's cheating, he's cheating. Then call him. Then we can post that all over the fucking place. Until then, he hasn't been caught cheating. So technically, you guys have 0 legs. Oh, you know, he probably paid off the P1 staff, you know, because they changed their boats. Here's what happened. You guys were talking about Dustin was cheating on one of the boats. They were at the race at whatever it was, Wisconsin, right?
Yep.
And they couldn't finish. So those boats were not allowed to be touched. And they would need to be used for clear water, right? So clearly, from one of the race tech guys, clearly said this. As the boat's coming in and they're marking it, Tattoo Rich said, or no, it wasn't even Rich. It was the other tech, or the other mechanic for Dustin. I forget his name. He goes, hey, I got to pull that part off. I think it was a supercharger because they ran to check the supercharger, something like that. Something you're allowed to do, right? Yeah. He goes, hey, I'm going to have to pull that off. I'm just letting you know. The guy's like, oh, haha, okay. And the guy's like, all right. The guy literally thought the farthing team was joking about it. So, you know, when the boat came back in and they looked at it, they saw the paint mark blocked. There was 2 people notified about this. And they were notified. They said it was done. They were going to do it. But now all of a sudden it's like, oh, we thought you were joking. Let me tell you something right now. When it comes to tech, all you guys should get everything in writing or video recording.
Yeah.
Just protect you.
100%.
Because
100%.
I just really, it comes down to it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, really, when it comes down to it, I think that's the reality of it. Like, tech, I'm with tech. Fucking get everybody. I got harassed over stupid fucking stock vent air hoses. Remember that? Oh, you moved them. That's cold air induction. What the fuck you talking about? That's how the boat came. When I literally have a video of me unboxing it, and you can see it exactly how it was when we went racing. What did it say? They usually come out a few days later. They've had racers competing every day almost. Pick me. What's they say? They're saying this is 100% on Nicole. They said this is a consequence of losing a Triple Crown stop. So everyone's talking about World Finals losing a Triple Crown stop. I'm with you. Right. That whole Triple Crown thing with the King's Cup and stuff like that. I mean, even if you think about Aquabike is the most premier invitational only. I mean, how about this? I forgot to talk about this one. Their course marshals. If you're impeding if you're a lapper and you're impeding a leader, the course marshals will run you off the course.
Yep.
They literally, they're a little dingy
They will
boat,
push
and they,
you
and
out of
they,
the way.
they go after you. They literally
Yep.
run you off the course, right? That
Yep.
was one of the things that was crazy, right? That's the stuff. Talking about impeding traffic. So it's back to Ski GP. Everyone's talking about this black flag on Coy, this, and that. So I didn't realize. So everyone's saying that the black flag was because he was on the hook and went back out. I actually had to do some research because I never knew if you get towed in on the hook on your boat, you're not allowed to go back out. I always knew if you came in on a stretcher, you were hurt, you can't go
Right.
back out. You can't be. You have to be cleared till the next moto. I knew that one.
Yep.
In all my years of racing, I've gone back out after coming back in. We never got fucking DQ'd for it. We were laps down. That's
Correct.
all. We were laps
But
down.
I never had a problem.
Never had a problem. So really, when it came out, everyone was saying that. But really, the reality was they were black flagging him for something else. So he was not obeying the blue flag. Now here's where some people have done a lot of talking to a lot of people, right? And this is not one side story. This is a combination of many stories. So
Right.
Coy had an issue, went back out there. So he was fighting for his lap, basically, right?
Yeah.
The problem is he was fighting second place. He was battling second place. Was the kid faster than everybody out there? Yes. But when he passed second place, he then took over all the lines, right?
Gotcha.
So if he's taking over the lines, now he's ultimately slowed down second place to where everyone's going to start catching him. Then he started charging first place. Now, here's where the problem is. Like, you're trying to get your lap back. I get you. You're trying to get through it. But ultimately, you got to be smart. Like, if you're going to chase him, leave the lanes open in lap traffic. I mean, that's such a hard one. Like, we hate lap traffic. We fucking absolutely hate it. And I've raced with some great lappers that really get out of the way. And I love that, right? I love that. That's smart oriented. But then there's some real motherfuckers out there.
They don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
They'll drive right in there.
Right. They'll just be in your way. So I'm 50-50. Coy, did you make a stupid move charging the leaders on the lead lap? I would say yes. That was a dumb move. You were impeding a race that potentially was tight, very tight, and you cause unfair advantages for certain people, right?
Correct.
Do I feel like you should have fought for your lead lap? I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
You got to be smart. I think.
I don't blame you. Yeah, fight all day long, but at the end of the day, like you still got to have that common courtesy and respect. Yeah, you got to catch up. Yeah, you're trying to do what you got to do.
Nope.
But at the end of the day, what you're doing is completely secondary to everything else that's going on out there.
Right.
And you got to remember that.
Right. That's and ultimately that's what I think. Who's what? Oh, and everyone's talking about the IGSBA Instagram about how there's an Instagram going out that has the IGSBA logo they're saying it has nothing to do with Fraser. That is a fake profile defending the whole situation. So whatever. So that was my food for thought on the black flag situation and some of the racing. I think, the last 4 weeks I've really thought about it. We are all racing for nothing, guys. You're not going to ever create a career out of this. The only thing you're going to do is create a program to build badass skis, badass parts. Mark Gomez, I would say, is probably Mark Gomez and Michael Ratty are the only two athletes I know in our sport that have made a career. Gomez literally gets hired to do shows on freestyle. Literally makes a living off that. Michael Ratty literally got hired by Universal Studios or Waterworld, what is it?
Waterworld or something like that.
Yeah, whatever it is in
think,
Australia, and they did that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can say. There's no sports. And even Dustin Farley, I'm going to say this right now, they're not making money. I didn't even know P1 was paying pro racers on that one. So that's another thing where the guys weren't getting paid for the year, too. So, I mean, we can continue nitpicking every little thing.
Like, I could have made a massive race program. Like, if I wanted, I could have. I'm sure I would have been allotted a budget to buy, 10 skis and find some guys and buy a trailer and go out and do it. But at the end of the day, racing's not. It doesn't. Even for me as a sponsor, it's not profitable.
No.
Right.
No.
At the end of the day, we're all doing it because we love it. That's the reason PWC Muscle started, was because we love it.
Right.
But but it's never something that's like, yeah, this is what I'm going to retire on. This is what I'm going to do forever.
The only thing I can say is as a sponsored racer by my boy JP Racing or Cabrera Motorsports or PWC Muscle or Pinned Up Performance, the only thing I can say as a sponsored racer that I give as a return is I spotlight the work that they create and they do. Right. I give, you want a badass tune and a guy that's going to work with you. JP's built all my tunes, and we have some of the fastest PXs out there. And some of the big name band guys still can't beat my boats.
Right.
So
your boat is just, yours is dialed, man. Yours is such a animal off the line.
Yep.
It's
especially my black one. My black one's a beast out of the hole. And my yellow one's just pure speed. That was our P Aquax boat. That we put a lot of time on that boat. And it's 100% legal, bitches.
Just dialing, yeah. And that's what it is, man. A lot of these guys, like, people think they can just slap on, these parts and just go out, and it is what it is. It's like, man, it takes time, and not that any one race team's doing anything illegal. We're taking our time and we're looking at the ski and seeing what we can do, and every little bit helps.
Right.
Dialing that ski, getting the tunes just right so that Bobby ski hooks off the line. Gone.
Right.
Good. It's a good top end number ski too.
Right.
It's got some work to do in the corners, but I think that's the rider. I'm not saying. But it's a damn good ski, man. And everybody's got their own program, their own little things that they do that mostly is ritual. Right. And it doesn't really change the outcome. Ultimately,
what I think too is if you're a racer out there, you should really be loyal to who supports you. Right?
100%.
And you don't have to be loyal to one person. Everyone knows I'm sponsored by JP Racing, but I have Wet Jet Performance in my corner. I have Pinned Up Performance. I have PWC Muscle. I have David Cabrera. I have enough people in my corners that ultimately know that if they support me, they're going to get the return and respect out. And as a racer out there, even if you're not a podium finisher, it's the loyalty of being and acting right on and off the course for those sponsors. Speaking of JP Racing, did you see the fiance fucking won a turbo, fully built RXPX?
I couldn't even believe it. When you called me, I was literally in the middle of watching it, and I'm just like, there's no way.
I know, right? We're sitting there, and he goes, no freaking way. I'm like, dude, it's got to be Jagorczyk's last name because you can't pronounce it. So it's either Cardone or Jagorczyk. It's going to be one of the two. And he's like, no freaking way. And he brings it up. And I can see it because it's Gryzk. It's a fucking Polish name. It's crazy. I'm like, no. I was holding my son, too, and I freaking put him in his seat, and we were hooting and hollering. I was like, dude, that thing's nasty. I think we're gonna prep it, and we're gonna go up to
Ozarks. The Ozarks,
the Lake of the Ozarks, and we're coming for that motherfucker Top Gun. That 112 pussyfoot number, and I'm taking the spec number 2. Ain't nobody still beat the 79 mile an hour spec boat that I set up. 64, 67. Get out of here, that bullshit.
I think we can still do a little bit better on that spec boat.
Yep. No way. My spec, I don't know, man. My yellow boat's fast, dude. That thing's nasty.
It's quick. It's quick. I think there's a little bit left there.
I think it is. I think really what we're going to do is me and the mad scientist, we're going to pull the motor out on the black boat. We're going to refresh the supercharger. I think the black boat is ultimately, I'm going to sell it. I think that buoy monster, it's an awesome boat. I love it, and it does really well in the buoy course. But I ultimately think I'm going to sell it. I think I'm going to jump on a 325. I really want to jump on a 325. I've seen some good numbers and they've survived.
They are fucking impressive.
Yep. I think if we can get another situation like the Purple Hull, whoo.
Yeah.
Whoo. We got Cal's Performance. He knows all about the 325. JP knows all about the 325s. I mean, we got enough people in the corner. We can really make a monster in the closed course.
Oh, dude, that'd be an animal of a ski.
All right, so what we got in the chat room real quick? 122, Bobby, it was 122 at Lotto Shootout. Oh, 122, that's what it was. My bad. You're right.
You got some work to do.
My bad. It was 115 or 113 before. So 122. I mean, I can still shoot.
That ski all day long is 108, 110 capable. Easy.
Right. Fully built. He said he had it up to 30 pounds of boost. It can handle it.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
30 fucking pounds. Only thing I'm going to have to find me a Sea-Doo pump. That's all we're going to have to do. We're going to have to find a badass pump.
You're going to have to. You're gonna need it.
325 just run pro stock and half. Oh yeah, that's right. Mad respect. We forgot Vanjie taking pro runabout box stock. Vanjie Ramjet taking first place overall for the win. Brian Baldwin, our boy, come on a farthing in second place. Man, what a good run right there. And I believe Tori was in third on that one. So really come down to a phenomenal ride. Vanjie has really put in. That's another privateer racer too. Putting in the work and grinding it out. Man. So that right there is really cool. So I almost forgot about Vanjie. I had him on my mind the whole night too. I was like, I'm hollering at that boy because, you know, Vanjie, man, he is a good racer. I've seen him race in P1. He does the Cayman Island races too. Super solid, low, down to earth guys. Always like, hey man, what's going on? And, you know, he's followed up with the DMAC family. So it's good to see him get a victory too, because, you know, every time he's been like that close to a victory, something's happened. So he was able to capitalize on that one right there too. Caden Baldwin won on amateur, amateur runabout box stock. So Caden Baldwin's coming in flyer too. As long as he keeps his composure, that's all we need him to do.
That's it.
All right, fucking.
It's a lot of pressure, man. It's a lot of pressure when you get out there.
I know. So D, what do you think coming back, bro?
Dude, I'm excited. I still don't feel myself. I'm getting there. I'm getting back. Which, speaking of which, PSA, because I know there's still people that don't know. We all love this sport. This sport revolves around the sun. Man, get yourself checked. A lot of people don't know. I have stage 3C metastatic nodular melanoma. So we're like a third of the way through my treatment course right now, and fingers crossed everything comes out good. We'll find out sometime in December if, you know, everything's working. For months now I've been on treatment, and finally blood work's starting to show good results. And I mean, I knew I had this, didn't know I had melanoma, but I knew I had something for 2 years.
For a while, right.
So, you know, get yourselves checked. I mean, a lot of people don't even know they have it, and it could be stage 3, stage 4. So, man, if you see something, you think something's up, get checked, because it's, you never know, man. And, you know, speaking of cancer, all us men out there, hate to say it, you gotta get your butthole checked, get the prostate checked, man. #1 killer of men. Get the danglies and the chocolate starfish done, and you know, you'd be all right. The testicular and the prostate, #1 killer of men. So you gotta be fucking real. 100%. Hey, you can all sit there and say, "Fuck the doctor, I'm #1 of it." Listen. That's why I'm. You know, that's exactly why I'm where I am right now. Is because I said, "Fuck it, no worries." I had this removed 8 years ago. It's nothing again, and I was wrong. So, you know, well, D, man, what it is. I have to say, I truly appreciate, and everybody now knows I got the audio fixed. We got the cameras fixed. We are bringing guests on, multiple guests now. We can do multiple guests. I got my boy Daryl back on, so now we ain't forgetting stuff. You can keep me in my lane some days, and you can push me outside the box to get a little rowdy. That's right. Tonight was tame. No, we got to touch about a month worth of stuff, and this is you get fresh back in the game. You got to get comfortable. Yeah. You didn't have a drink, you know, so you got to mind your business. I forgot what that was like, bro. I haven't had a drink in 6 months. Almost a year, I would say. 6 months now so far. So since I found out the day they told me I had cancer, I stopped. Fuck. All right, DW, one thing I say is thanks for coming back on. I miss you, homie. I'm glad you're doing better. I look forward to catching you back on the flip side next Monday. Till then, we'll catch you later. See you, brother. See you, buddy. Woo-wee. Another awesome show. I know you guys have missed me. I know there was plenty more I could have talked about. We could have touched base on a bunch of stuff. I know the chat was looking really good in there. Really comes down to it. We're going into our off season. Going into the off season, we're definitely going to go talk more about certain things. And ultimately, when it comes down to what we discuss on the show, these are personal opinions. I may bring up subjects of situations that feel like it may be addressed to you or targeted to you, or you feel like, oh, he was just spotlighting me on a situation. He doesn't know the full story. Really, it comes down to it. This is the truth. I'm going to touch base on certain things solely on ideas and hypotheses, because when it comes down to it, examples paint better pictures, right? It comes down to it. We all have our own stories. We all have our own, where you don't know the backstory of it, where you don't know the truth about this or that. Listen, I don't care. What I do know is this, is that in the end of the day, we all know the truths
and the rights, and that's what we have to do. We all make mistakes. We all have our own demons. We all do whatever it is. It is what it is. If we continue enjoying this sport and continue enjoying what we are, we have to continue holding the caliper at a certain level. We're all doing this for fun, and we're all having a kick-ass time. Shout out to all the champions that won hard. Patrick Parker, he had a kick-ass season all the way from regional racing all the way to Havasu racing. You got the Ski GP guys, kick-ass racing out there also. The Pro Endurance racing, the 1100 Superstock, Tori Snyder got that victory. There's a lot of racers out there and a lot of good competitors that had a phenomenal week and weekend and regional season year. We're not going to take away from that. And you guys don't ever take away that feeling of victory. But what we will want to do is we want to continue moving forward in that strive and greatness, because ultimately that is the piece that we enjoy. So continue driving it. Hold everyone accountable for the level of experience that they are needed. Promoters, you expect us to give the same and follow the rules and do everything. We want you guys to continue stepping up to the plate and giving us. Some of the calls are going to suck. You guys are going to hate some of the calls. Some of the people are going to get disqualified or red flagged or 2 laps down or scored this, and it's going to suck. If you don't have your GoPro, the footage to defend yourself otherwise, then you need to suck it up and know that next time you can't get away with that shitty ass move. Promoters, continue holding everyone accountable for their decisions and making. On and off the course, we have to treat everyone with respect, and we have to continue giving them respect, because we want respect in return. We have to give respect also. Going into it, what we got going on here. Andy says, stay tuned for WWX 2026. Motorsport says, either get on the show and speak up or sit down and shut up. I love it. There's multiple sides to every story. Bobby's just giving you all the platform to speak your mind. I love that one right there. That one's just... PSA blood test is really crucial. Yes, blood testing, yes. Talking about health. Thanks for the show. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Definitely a PG show tonight. Awesome. A1 Racing, great to see Daryl. Brian says, that's all we're hearing. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. More news to come. Stay tuned. Bobby needs the race stand-up. I've done the racing stand-up. I've honestly said this. I can do 2 to 3 solid laps on a Ski GP. On an SXR 800, I could probably do like 5. I could probably do a good start and probably wash out on the sweeping turn, get back on the ski and probably do 2 or 3 laps. I used to practice on a Superjet and SXR all the time, so I can do it. I'm just garbage stamina. I just don't work out. I've got a $1,000 freaking Echelon bike in there that has more cobwebs on it than it has miles, so it is what it is. I have no problem jumping on a stand-up. I can tell everybody I can do it. Well, I want to say one thing, guys. I appreciate every one of you guys coming in, tuning in. I look forward to our Winter Series show. Definitely going to get more people on the show, more guests. Until then, you guys know the routine. It's the Monday Night Raw. It is the 239. Till next time. Hoorah.